A caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the caltrop.
Well, good evening and welcome. Finally, Calderese has come back to the microphone. Sorry, everybody. As you can tell, I can't even get my shit together right now for a 10 o'clock show. I have been working my ass off. I'm so far behind, guys. The weather has been so horrific, but I'm so far behind. I'm finally getting like a stretch of really nice weather, and I have to try to take advantage of it. If it's another really bad cold winter like it was, I got to try to stockpile. I'm like a squirrel filling his cheeks up with nuts right now, right? And that's really what it's about. But hey, we have got a great show for you. Welcome everybody on a Friday night. Let's get our drinks ready. Here is to a phenomenal Friday night. Here's to a crazy fucking clown type of a week that we had. Here is to making fun of it all day long and enjoying this Friday night. I kind of like this 10 o'clock start. The wife's downstairs, the baby just ate. He's passed out. He's like milk drunk, like a motherfucker, just laying. It is awesome. But guys, listen, we have a packed show for you. I obviously have to cover some of the things I did not cover all week long. Trump died apparently last weekend. It was news to everybody, but the left thought Trump died for whatever reason or was close to death. Man, they can't stop wishing that. We had Epstein pop his. It's funny. They're just not letting it go. It's amazing. Epstein, we have baseball. Funny thing happened in baseball to me. It was worth the catcher charging the mound on his own pitcher. We had the cartels getting blown up. We have your rights going to be talked about. Where do they come from? Who gives them to you? Is it government or is it God-given? Very interesting coming out of senators. We have whiteface. We have got a packed show for you tonight. So let's waste no more time and get to the mic's right. Shut the fuck up and listen. So how about the past week, huh? Apparently last weekend, Donald Trump died. At least that was what the internet told me for about 48 hours. MSNBC anchors were all practicing their jazz hands. Liberals were popping champagne, and Tim Walz was dreaming about caskets. Then all of a sudden, Trump shows up alive. And whoops, talk about the leftist version of a Christmas morning. Running downstairs, all excited, opening a box, and there you go, finding orange hair instead of the new man pond they wanted. And we all know that they would never be mourning him. They were disappointed like a kid who just found out daddy's not coming to his game. The Trump's dead party ended fast, quicker than a Biden press conference. But don't worry, everybody. Right after that, in a week filled with bullshit, the news gods blessed us with Ilhan Omar is apparently worth millions of dollars. That's right. A refugee, from refugee rags to congressional riches. Only in America, the country where you could say you hate the system while cashing $1 million checks from the system. It's funny, she left Somalia because it was broken, then came here, made millions, and said, let me turn this place into Somalia 2.0. That sounds like a fucking brilliant idea. That's like fleeing a burning building, moving into a mansion, than setting it on fire because you miss the smell of smoke. Or as Tim Wall's wife says, I really miss the smell of burning tires. That's really the smell of freedom. And by the way, fun fact, Ilhan Omar's dad wasn't just some poor dude. He was actually a big shot in the Somali army who got run out for reasons. Yeah, just because your dad gets chased out of a country full of warlords, that usually means he wasn't a fucking choir director. Sorry, it's after 10 o'clock. I can curse. But hold up. Let's kick another corpse. And that, for some reason, Trump doesn't want to burn or bury. And that's Jeffrey Epstein. Still, we can't bury him because his ghost is the only thing keeping CNN's ratings alive. And here comes Trump calling it a hoax again. No, it's not a hoax. Bigfoot voting for Democrats, that's a hoax. A hoax is Meghan Markle saying she's oppressed. Real women were trafficked. Real kids got abused. That's not a hoax. That's a crime scene with billionaires' fingerprints all over it. And they deserve to go to jail. But I won't hold my breath. And look, I said this a year ago. A lot of you were listening then. That this thing was going to bite everyone in the ass if they owned it. And I'll keep pointing that out with each crying victim coming to Congress. And now here we are, watching politicians scramble harder than Hunter Biden at a crack pipe auction. And of course, Pam Bondi straight up lied to us. That is fact. They all have. It's like she was reading her resume on Tinder. I mean, nobody believes anybody anymore. And just when you thought this week couldn't get any dumber, a black comedian puts on whiteface. And something miraculous, something crazy happened. Everybody just laughed at it. Yeah, it's amazing. Whiteface, hilarious. But flip it the other way. Oh, we're in Mississippi burning. But credit where it's due. The guy nailed it. I mean, he looked exactly like every redneck that we all know. We all know someone that looked like him. He crushed it. But imagine a white dude putting on blackface and saying, hey, I'm a broke single mom in Chicago dodging bullets. That dude wouldn't make it out the building alive and certainly would have zero career after that. Then we hit the Senate hearing with RFK. I mean, holy hell. Have you seen anything more of a joke than that? I've seen better behavior in Chuck E. Cheese ball pits. There are senators, supposedly smart people in the room, acting like toddlers, hopped up on Mountain Dew. We're all hopped up on Mountain Dew. They're screaming at RFK because he fired people who were garbage at their jobs. How dare you fire people that made us the sickest country in the world? How dare you? Yeah, sorry, he messed up your Pfizer stock portfolio, huh? And what's RFK really asking for that's so radical? Testing vaccines properly, making food without poison, removing chemical dyes, basically keeping us from dying early? And they're like, this man is dangerous, so dangerous. He wants healthier snacks and safer shots. He's Hitler. Nightmares. Meanwhile, you have the senators that have been in office for 30 years that let Big Pharma do all of this. But RFK is the villain? Yeah, that makes total sense. They let them put the poison in our food. They let them put the vaccines in us without properly testing it. They let them get immune from the results of those shots. And they let the population get as healthy as it is. And they have the balls to lecture anyone? If anyone needs to be fired, it's them. And finally, we ended the week with some great news. We blew up a cartel for trying to sneak fentanyl into this country. Beautiful. Bravo. Fucking American. Let's applause that, everybody. Great job. Finally, we use explosives for the right reasons. We actually took out people making our streets look like The Walking Dead. America is still capable of doing one right thing, I guess, per decade. But it seems like, honestly, there's a lot of right things that are happening amongst the sea of absolute clown, ridiculous behavior. So there we go. That was our week recap in a nutshell. Let's bring in our highly esteemed guest, Mr. Mike Hall, my man.
You better kill me. I'm gonna be another rapper dead for popping off at the mouth with shit I shouldn't have said.
Woo! Look at you go. Already. Coming out
Let's
hot
go.
late night. I like it, brother.
Coming in.
How you doing,
listen,
dog?
I have been great. I got my spirit fingers. I'm ready to rock and roll. I watched my daughter cheerlead a little bit when we went right from work to her cheerleading. I got done with the cheerleading, came here, set the show up. I am ready to go. I missed the show Monday and Wednesday. So, dude, I got all of that just pent up show energy that I'm trying to release, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand, man. When you're like, I gotta go live. Man, I love your show because it's the only time I really get to talk about this stuff now. Until I get something else going, you know what I mean? Or I just like doing it here, the politics and stuff. But man, good stuff. I got, I got opinions on all of it.
So where
I agree with you on everything pretty much, but the Drewski thing.
By the way, I want to
Screw that
touch on
dude.
everything you started with. So let's do this in like a somewhat of a rational or irrational way. And it looks like we do have a chat. Nobody really commenting in the chat. If you do have any comments, put them in the chat. I'll check it back and forth. If you're watching on Facebook, I have to somehow figure out a link with all this stuff. But I would appreciate if you take that finger, that dirty, disgusting Friday finger that you just mixed your drink with, and go ahead and hit that like button. Finger the fuck out of my like button early and often. So listen, where do we actually want to start? Do you want to start with Trump dying?
Yes. I forgot. What was I was so bummed because there's a famous person. I forgot who it was. And they came out. They were all rumored to be dead. And they were like, as you can see, the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. And I was like, Trump missed a prime opportunity to hit that line. But I think it's so dumb. You know what I mean? It's just one of those really... This one might be the least fun one, right? Because it's... and I'll tell you why. It speaks to the fact that we are dealing with a murderous, hateful, vile group on the other side. And to the point of... And it's not like, wow, that's a small subset. That is the overall arcing opinion of Democrats. We want this dude dead. That we tried to kill twice. And no one's stopping going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Remember when violent rhetoric was a thing? If a white lady says the N-word on a playground, she can get arrested for disturbing the peace. That happened, I think, this week, maybe last week. So you can't drop an N-bomb because you can go to jail for dropping an N-bomb. However, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you can scream that you want the president dead. And then there was one where, I don't know if you remember, I saw this great little clip and this person was like, remember the guillotine that they had in the gallows during J6 and they brought out gallows for Mike Pence, gallows for Mike. And there's just, 100 clips of news people going, gallows, gallows. And then can you imagine if the Democrats weren't such a good moral party, and whenever anybody tried to do anything like that, they would stop it and go, no, we don't do that. And then cut to Miami, New York, Chicago, Houston. They all have guillotines and fake Trumps, and they're doing the thing. They were doing the thing Saturday where they were cutting off caricatures of Trump's head in a guillotine. And they're screaming he's dead, and they're not like, is he dead? They're happy about it. These are murdery, bloodthirsty, crazy people that are not to be trusted, man. And that's the bummer part of that.
Listen, and just to put a cap on what you said, here's Tim Walz.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know. There will be news.
What does he mean by that? There will be news sometime, just so you know. We already have it in the works. We're going to get a better shooter this time around. Which it still boggles my mind. It still boggles my mind, bro, that we know nothing about that event. We know nothing about the shooter. We know nothing about the shooter's parents. I knew everything about that transgender shooter within 47 seconds. They had the thing's his whole Facebook profile. Megyn Kelly was showing it, was playing the videos that he was saying. You're telling me that guy had a Facebook presence, or whatever you want to call it, but the dude who shot Donald Trump had zero Facebook presence, which just happened to have like 4 different phones that were encrypted that we couldn't get into for years. But you're right. I mean, these people
also
hate
did a
Donald
commercial
Trump,
for BlackRock, who also had no silverware in his home, who also, when asked about it, basically at the same time they said there are no Epstein files, they were like, yeah, no, everything on the Trump shooter, it's all legit. We have all the information we need. Open and shut case, just a weird kid with problems. The end. And you're like, wait a minute, no. The dude was able to.
How the fuck did he get on the roof? How did he get on the roof? Why was that roof unarmed? Like, we still have not answered that question. How was he able to get behind a tree and get off multiple shots at our president and have cover from the sniper teams that were there? that were next to Trump. How did that happen? Because if you look at it, they couldn't see him. It took the one dude from like 400 yards away to kill that motherfucker.
And 14 calls. He was walking around for 45 minutes, and within a 40-minute period, 14 calls came into law enforcement or security going, hey, there's a weird dude with a gun. That had to be intentionally ignored. You think about it like this, dude. If you're sitting on your couch and your wife tells you 14 times to take out the garbage, you're going to do it. 14 times. They were like, hey, there's a kid with a gun here. And nobody did anything.
Hey, this is exactly what he looks like.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Even he was on the roof for like, hey, he's on the roof.
And that's old school because of all the other crazy shit we got going on. You know what I mean? Anyway, they wish death on him. They cheer death on. And I'm at that point where I'm just like, first of all, they missed their cue. If the Democrats were smart, they would have made the MAGA play when Trump effed up with the Epstein files. If they were like, here's a soft place to land, guys. We understand. We want no tax on tips and but we want to end the wars too. And, Trump has let you down and we understand. And now the Epstein files and we'll have your back instead of, we want you dead, you lying pedophile. Ah! And it's like, look at them. And now they're like, we want you dead. We want you dead. Okay, why? Because we disagree with you politically. Well, shit, I don't want you in office then. Because what happens if I disagree with you and you have the power of the gun? What are you going to do then? Look at what you want to do to me now. So
I just love the theories, right? They're always the quick ones to call conspiracy theory. Then I'm listening to Piers Morgan, who has just he's like turning into the Jerry Springer of politics. He just has people on that yell at each other and bring up some stupid shit. This is James Carville talking about trying to prove that Trump is actually really, 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 really gravely ill. I guess they see him too much, being that he's answering questions every single day, and you see him being president every single day. I guess that means he's close to death. But Joe Biden never doing the job wasn't. It's amazing. Listen to this one.
With no basis of it, a fact.
Okay, James Carville, your response to that?
Well, let me give you a fact maybe you don't know. On January the 17th in the year 2017, Donald Trump sent Keith Schiller and two goons into his internist's office and confiscated his medical records. The internist, a gentleman by the name of Dr. Bornstein, said he felt like he had been raped. Where are those medical records? Produce them. Why did you have them stolen? Why did you do that? Answer the question. Joe Biden, he did this. It's something with Joe Biden. Joe Biden, noun or verb, but Joe Biden. That's all you could. Where are the medical records?
Where are the medical records? In the year of 2017. Do you hear the way he talks? It's like, wait a second, hold on. That's 8 years ago. There was a year after he was president, and he's running again. It was 8 years ago. He's been alive ever since.
Go figure. And he's much more alive than Joe Biden, who, as we know, spent over 50% of the presidency on vacation. And that's all well and good. And I'm just so sick of the hypocrisy. And yeah, man, I mean, look, at this point, I'm ready to go fascist. Screw it. You know what I mean? if that's our options, is this or fascism? Let's go King Trump in, another 10 years until he's 100. I
just love it. Everyone has their own conspiracies, and just being lectured by people. It's over. Like this is gonna kind of like be a theme of tonight, but it's just you're watching the worst people lecture people about how they need to be better. And it's over and over and over again, and it's hysterical. But let's get to something that made us laugh.
Shit, that made me laugh.
All right, so what was that comedian's name that did the white face?
Drewski.
That
didn't make me laugh either. In fact, I'm extremely unhappy about that. In fact, I'm going to pull up the clip for you.
Listen, I have a couple of them, right? Where do we want to start? So I have. Oh man, where was this? I thought I had a second one, but I thought I had two of these. Oh, here we go.
Here's the love, here's the honor. If you can't come in her, come on her. Yeah! Yeah! Oh! Hey, Suanna. Suanna.
She's not listening.
Hey, come on. You need to listen to your nana. Go ahead, baby.
6 o'clock.
Am I going to be the asshole to say going to school in North Carolina, and I'll say it being around my wife's family? He did a really good job. If he was an actor and he was acting a role, he did a damn good job.
All right, rock on.
No, you can hate it all you want. I'm just saying, he kind of nailed it, didn't he?
No, he didn't. Not at all. Not at all.
All right.
I mean,
Why?
I'm not a guy from New Jersey who looks at Southern people as a weird thing. I am a Southern person. One of the largest. I've been to several NASCAR events. And you know what? It was when he spit on people and he spit on black people and he brought racism. You know, that kind of thing really was shitty and wrong for him to do. And in fact, you don't have to, but you know what I'm saying? Listen.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
Now
I've got a clip for you. I got a clip just in case. We didn't talk about
I have it for you. I have it for you as well. Ready? So let's look at one of these. Now, this is I'm going to agree with you, right? So I was just making a point of he definitely looked like many people that I know from the South. But when I saw this clip, that's when I had enough of this.
Hey, you lost, boy?
No, I'm going to the race.
What race?
NASCAR race.
You going to NASCAR?
Yes, sir. A little bit.
You ain't lost, is you?
No, I'm good. I'm going to the race, sir.
Sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Now, that was a real encounter. Credit for that guy for not taking the bull bait, getting all ridiculous. He yes-sirred him and just went to the race. Credit for him.
You know, yeah, no, absolutely. Which is how most people act. And in fact, most NASCAR people are extremely nice to black folks at the races. They're nice to everyone, but it's the kind of thing where they're extremely nice. And in fact, a lot of times, my crew, if you were treating a black person like that, we'd whip your ass. You know what I mean? Because we don't do that. Definitely, I can't speak for everywhere, but I can definitely tell you in the Dallas area, you know what I mean, where there's a lot of black folks, in Oklahoma, where there's a lot of black folks, you know, and Native American folks. We just don't behave like that. But do you know who Tyrus is? New York Times bestselling author, Greg Gutfeld, partner Tyrus.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a clip of him talking about this that I saved just in case. It's up if you want to pull it up, man. Yeah, so let me full screen that and watch this.
To be a hip hop artist.
Yeah.
The problem is that comedy is what it is, but there's a fine line there.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't making a joyful stereotype of a guy who loved NASCAR.
Yeah.
He was racist. He spit on every time a black guy walked by him.
Oh, he did?
Said, yeah. Hey, boy, you in the right place. So he was trying to project this. That's what a NASCAR guy is.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny part is, had he actually been around NASCAR men doing that, they would have kicked his white painted ass for talking to somebody like that.
Yeah.
So you went for the cheap shot instead of doing something artful that would have been funny. So it's not comedy, especially given how much racism white people have had to put up with.
Right.
There comes a point where you say, no, there's enough.
Yeah.
And you blame them for anything. You can spit on them. You can say anything bad you want about them. And when they say, no, I have a problem, then, of course you do, because you're an oppressor. No. This, I didn't find this funny.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find this talent. I found it cheap, lazy, and just trying to be a stereotype to get a lot of likes and clicks from people who think that way privately, but don't have the balls to walk up to one of those big white boys at a race car and thing, call him boy and tell him he walks that way. You'd be praying for help. Like white people have to start saying no, but also other minorities have to say, hey, no, enough of that. We don't like it when it's done to us. You're not going to do it to them either. Like, be funny. But that was like,
yeah. I mean, listen, that's when it went off the rails for me. When I didn't see the entire skit. I was going off of clips. So when I saw the first couple of clips, when I thought it was in good fun, I don't take stuff like that personally. I think it's hysterical. I have no problem making fun of anybody, any group. I do find it funny that The only group it's okay to make fun of is a guy like that, is a white Southern guy. And that's the impression that they get no matter who they're talking about. That is every white Southern man that is down there. And I didn't want to give that impression that it's every one of them, but it's damn near 65% if we're going to be honest with each other.
Okay, but let me ask you this. What's the other race you get to do that to? You name the race.
Zero. But that's the point.
Let's take black folks out of it because, look, we know black culture is a soft culture that says I get to, and I'll say that to anyone, not black men. Black men are tough in general. Black culture has tried to make black men soft on purpose. Dave Chappelle says that. I didn't see it till Dave Chappelle pointed it out. So it's a soft culture in that, you know, you can say pretty much whatever you want, and you're literally allowed to physically attack someone who says a word that you say 1,000 times a day, that your favorite rappers say, that your favorite comedians say, that your best friend calls you. Bro, you know what I mean? You're allowed to. You're allowed to say that. Today? Go ahead.
No, this is no bullshit. So I'm walking during halftime. I'm walking back into the field. We're waiting for, I guess we were walking too fast. Me and a buddy of mine just talking back from the trucks, right? We were walking up the path, and I guess a new woman bought the house like right next to the school. Had to be a pain in the ass buying that house, right? But we were waiting for his wife to come up. This woman comes up to us. She has a sign, nails, and a hammer in her hand, right? And she looks at us and goes, "One of you two niggas, right? One of you two ninjas, could one of you two ninjas nail this in for me?" Just like that, right? My buddy looked at her and goes, "What? What did you say?" I said, "Yeah, I think I can help you," because I kind of understood that. I guess I talk, what do they call it in that one skit back in the day? Homeboy jive lingo. I spoke that, but I understood what she was saying. I didn't give a shit being called that.
No,
but it was hysterical because she says, "What do you guys, not guys, when do you guys do that for me?" I was like, all right. But listen, so I saw this guy, and it's this is another reason why I did think it was funny, because I do think we need to be able to laugh at ourselves a little bit. We can't tell other groups of people to say, "Hey, calm the fuck down. Wearing blackface, if I wanted to dress up as Eddie Murphy and tell fucking jokes, that's not the worst thing in the world. As long as I don't have the big, white lips and the tap shoes and shit like that, cool. As long as it's not overtly racist." Once again, like when he went overtly racist, that is when I had the problem with it. But if he was just to kind of do it like in good fun, like Tropic Thunder, like Robert Downey Jr., I'm just a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude. That I'm talking that.
The most brilliant, and he was nominated. People forget he was nominated for an Academy Award for that performance. That's how good it was.
That's what acting was. You play a part that you're not supposed to play. Now, if he was an actor and he was playing that role and they had him dressed up and he was that guy, it would have been great, because I ran into this and it was fucking hysterical. Had me crying, laughing. I titled it "Tits and Everything."
All right, I seen the Drewski White Boy skit, and I noticed that he looks familiar. Can't quite put my finger on it. I've seen that guy before. Well, I got the tits and everything. Look, Drewski, on October 4th, I'm going to be driving a demolition derby car in Bristol. I'd be honored if you'd come watch. For America, I'm up against like these Australians. And hypothetically, if you wanted to be in that derby, I have not cleared this, but I'm pretty freaking sure we could find you a car. I'm just thinking out loud here, baby. You can come out to my trailer if you want to. I got a camper down there, a real nice one you can stay in. Fucking hire me, whatever.
I love him. I love him. Now, see, here's my question. If I win as Homeboy Jerome was the title, right? And I stood on a street corner in Chicago tomorrow night, right? And, and partied up like I was Jerome from Chicago and acted out the worst stereotypes of that. Do you think in a couple of days, a black dude who I would look like if I dressed up as Homeboy Jerome would go down and be like, "Hey, man, love you, bro. You look like me, inviting you to a big thing I'm doing. Come out. Let's hang out. You can stay at my house." Do you think that would happen? And also, man, I think I'm just a little sensitive because since the 1800s, there is a long history. Who in America is it okay to shit on and attack? Poor Southern whites. Since the beginning. In fact, there was a paper written in the 1800s, and It was about a man. It was right after the Civil War had been fought and won. And it was called The Negro Problem is the name of the paper. And it was the 1800s. And it was somebody from France who came in to observe. And his whole thing was the problem is not that these rich people are giving black folks actual reparations from their stock and the federal stock. They're taking it from the poor whites. And then they're demonizing the poor whites when they go quit taking from us. The rich people are getting richer and taxing the things they're giving to the black folks, and they're taking it from the poor whites. And that's how it has been in America since the beginning. Every TV show is New York, New York, New York, East Coast, New York. We're so cool. Everything happens here. Every new thing. And then LA for movies and TV is fabulous. LA. And then the North where they play football and they're cool. What about the South? Bunch of racist, stupid, backwards rednecks. Period. The end. And I'm tired of it because it's not the case. You know, so
I mean, it's a little the case. It's
Huh?
a little the case. It's a little the case. There's a lot of those dudes, man.
I will
Let's
take
not bu-
any
let's not
Oklahoman or
bullshit each other.
Texan. I will take any Oklahoman or Texan and put them up against any New Yorker. New Yorkers are the softest. The
In what?
softest.
No. So this isn't an
Go
attack
walk
on
this
anybody.
way.
I'm
Go
just
drive
saying
a car.
that
Oh, you
guy
can't even drive a
exists
car?
in a
Go
lot of different
handle a gun.
places.
Oh, you can't handle a gun? Go defend yourself against a man threatening to kill women on the subway. Oh, you get arrested for that? A bunch of softies who know how to talk. All they do is talk big in their little stupid accent and think they scare us. You know what I'm saying? Please get out of here.
What's
here.
stupid
I'm
accent?
tough over here, New York is tough and I'm
Man,
tough.
I'll tell you what, I'm fixing to tear up this whole damn set right now. I'm fixing to go off. Just go off.
I'm just saying. I'm so tired of it. So,
I
of
love it.
course, it's
Get
the one
fired
group
up.
of people in America that you have been able to shit on since the 1800s. Once again, getting shit on again. You know what I mean? And you mentioned something, and it hit me because I've recently been told that I was inferior because I was white. I've literally been told by someone their black skin color makes them superior to me, yet they're super oppressed and they live in a country where they can't catch a break. And they also happen to come from a family of millionaires. They're a multimillionaire family, have more money than I will ever have. I am less smart and I'm inferior as a human because of my skin color, but they're horrible and oppressed and need more from the government. And I say, if you're rich, why don't you go somewhere like that's better? Is there a better place? And I'm screamed at that I'm a racist for asking the question. If you're in an abusive place and you have the resources, why wouldn't you go to a better place? That makes me evil, right?
Oh,
because
so
I'm an oppressor.
Have you seen when PBD went on that one show where they put one guy in the middle and they pack the whole, they have a circle worth of people that want to argue with them, and then they get up and they let him go out. Have you ever seen that show? So
Yeah,
PBD was on. I have a couple clips for you, and you led me like right into this. Check this out.
AOC a net positive to society?
I would say net positive, yes.
More than Musk is?
Yes, absolutely.
Really? Tell me why.
Because AOC wants to introduce a Green New Deal, and I think that the New Deal is the closest
For $30
thing.
trillion?
Okay, Trump literally just added $3.4 trillion to
It's
our
a big
deficit, so I
difference
really don't want to
between
hear
30 trillion and
okay, so I'm
3
saying,
trillion.
I'm saying that I think that, when we look at the system that we currently have, I think that we need to redistribute the wealth in a significant way, and we need to reintroduce something like the New Deal. And I think AOC has been the closest to doing that. I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of her, but I'm saying that we need a marginal tax rate.
Right.
That is something similar to the New Deal, 70 to 90%. Ideally, I would go for a wealth tax. Anyone over $999 million has to pay every year. But I'm saying that
Say that one more time. You would do what? Anybody that makes over...
I would introduce a wealth tax. So
Okay.
I'd say that anyone who makes over $999 million needs to pay. So I think that no one should be a billionaire. I think that we should put the cap.
No one should be a billionaire.
Absolutely not. Do you think that people can survive on $999 million?
This isn't how life works.
Do you think someone could survive on $999 million? I'm asking you, do you think someone would be okay?
Dictate
Do you think
how
someone's
a
life would be
person
impaired if they had
drives and
only
builds?
$999 million?
I mean, this is the mindset of the people that are coming up. This is the mindset of the entitled American. Nobody over 900. You shouldn't be able to make $999 million. We should have high tax rates like coming out of the New Deal. And it's like, You spent all that money on an education, and you have not learned that the effective tax rate when those tax rates were up that high was about 37.5%. You didn't learn all of that these people that have all this money know how to manipulate the tax code. They have paid millionaire fucking accountants to go ahead and take care of all their money. You didn't learn that in school, to where they won't show they're making $999 million, you stupid son of a bitch.
I'll take it a step further. You don't think that people who have $1 billion have airplanes and the ability to live in Canada or Mexico? You idiot. It doesn't even have to break down. Well, they can do this with that. Yeah, they can do all that. Absolutely. And yes. Or they can just go, I'm moving to Mexico City. I'm moving to Puerto Vallarta. I'm moving to Cancun. I'm moving to Vancouver. You know what I mean? It's like I'm moving to a place where they tax me 30%, not 90%. And I'm moving there. And I'm moving all of my business. And who employs people? Billionaires. Like it or not, the people with $1 billion need people to work. Most people with $1 billion do it by building a company, providing a service, right? And as that service grows, they need more people, right? So the Walmart people are billionaires, but guess what? They employ almost 40% of America, literally, right? The Ford company's billionaires. They employ hundreds of thousands of people. So billionaires, Elon Musk is a billionaire. Look at all the people that are employed just due to Tesla, much less SpaceX and, social media and on and on. Billionaires drive the economy.
It's not just that. Listen, there's the things that bother me that the left has a point on is like the crony capitalism, that type of shit, where you have these people with billions of dollars that are getting billions of dollars from the government. That shit definitely bothers me. But when they have this type of ignorant thinking, and they want to disincentivize anything that is above here. I mean, if you just think about what this woman says, we need a more equitable distribution of wealth. They don't even know what that means, because this is like a guarantee. If you give 10 people $100, chances are one person is going to end up with all the fucking hundreds out of all that group of people. If you keep them around, there's going to be the person that takes money from people, and there's going to be a service that he wants that he's able to figure out that he's going to be able to get more money from people. So anytime you try to put a cap on where I could be as a human being because of your bullshit, like that woman would never want to be told to do anything in her life. You need to get the earring out of your ear. You need to dress for the job that you want. You need to do don't tell me who to be, because I believe I'm this person, and you can't impress and put your beliefs onto me in any way, shape, or form. But you, motherfucker, you make too much money, and you should not be able to ever make over a certain amount of money if you create an idea that everybody in the world wants. That's the ignorance of these type of people. They want to be able to dictate everything to everybody else, but without having anybody being dictated to them. There's this one idiot. You ready? I wish there was so many. If you watch this PBD thing, and listen, once again, I went off some clips because I tried watching the entire thing, and it's mind numbing. These people,
yeah,
it's tough. But if you do see this, there's a couple people. He offered one girl to if he goes, if I pay the $2,700 for you to revoke your citizenship, and then I pay to relocate you to any communist country, pick one, and I will send you there. And I think they agreed on it. And if I was him, I wouldn't do that stuff. But it was crazy shit like that. It was people like one dude he offered a job to. The guy goes, I've applied at 242 different jobs and not one reply. And he goes, okay, I'll give you a job interview tomorrow. And the guy goes, all right, I'll look into your company.
Oh, dude, I know. Trust. I deal with this.
Right. And then you had people like this.
Capitalism is the final solution, and this is what we're going to
I think capitalism is the best economical system because it gives an incentive for you to decide how big of a life you want to build. And by the way, the best way to judge it, let me just say this to you. The best way to judge it is in a very simple way. Take all the countries around the world. There's many different economical systems. What has the longest line of people wanting to get in there? It's America. Why is that? 15 million people came here illegally. Millions came here illegally just the last 4 years.
But a lot of that is because of economic scarcity in other countries. Well, one of them, we could talk about one, is American exceptionalism.
Did you just fucking hear that?
Capitalism is the best because it has people coming here. Well, one of the main reasons people are coming here is because the economic problems in their countries that aren't capitalist. Oh my God! Sorry, man.
And the problem we have is it's American exceptionalism. There's something to that whole thing that we're just fucking better because we have a better system that we put together. These people, they have been so indoctrinated with horseshit. It's like when everyone says, "Oh, you have all these companies all going woke." They don't. The company's not so much going woke. I don't think it's the pool of the jerk offs that they have to pull from is the problem. Like they're all being educated by the same group of morons at Harvard or Yale or whatever. You have your pinky out while you're drinking tea and fucking muffins and all that horseshit. These people are completely out of touch with all of reality. And when you go to school, somehow you can learn nothing and be able to decipher nothing. And not only that, you don't even regurgitate in the proper context. You don't regurgitate what you're trying to learn properly. And then you don't even learn the ability to think on your own. College, to me, if this is the representative of college, it is a disgusting representation. And it's a reason why you should not be sending your kids there. As I say that as my son's starting his senior year at fucking Coastal Carolina. I don't know. Last point on that, buddy. Any other final words on that?
One, man, I hope your son is doing good. Congratulations.
He's doing great, yeah.
Fathering.
Senior
year. You made a human who is not only not, made it through the vast majority of the age he's going to commit a felony or get a girl pregnant he doesn't love. But he's actually finishing his college education at a solid school, bro. So, man, hats off to you. You know what I mean? So,
I'm a lucky dude. I have two awesome kids, Mike. Actually, hold on. I have now 3 awesome kids. I have a senior in high school.
I was with you to be like, I have 2 awesome kids and one that's pretty okay.
And I have a 4-month-old. Well, it's tough because it's been 2 for a very long time. Now it's just like here I am. Yep, it's me all the fucking way. So that's awesome. It's awesome. Here's that one. Check this one. This is the last one on this one.
There is no real incentive of capitalism because the incentive is survival. When you get into communism, the incentive is for the common good.
I love that. I got an offer for you before we move on. If I were to give you your $2,350, which is the cost to renunciate your citizenship, and I paid you your first class, flight to whatever communist country, and $20,000 of spending money,
communist country.
Would you give up your citizenship to go to that country? Whichever communist country you want to go to. Cuba, we can give you Venezuela, we give you North Korea, any one of those you want to go to. Choose any one of them. I'll give you a one-way ticket, and I'll fund it for you if you want to.
That's it.
Thank you.
There is.
Yeah,
that was.
Think about the communist countries and how well they're doing. China. You know what's crazy? This is how Trump. Man, and it's just Trump is.
But these people have never seen this, right? They're talking about a world that they have never seen in their lives that only exists in their minds. They're talking about Narnia. They're talking about some fantasy land that their fucking professor with a beard and frizzy fucking hair was able to talk to him while he's waving his wand in class like a fucking Harry Potter movie, right? Voldemort is literally telling them that communism is the greatest thing in the world, and they're sitting there regurgitating it. And I love it what he did. He took everyone's horse shit and threw it back in their face. It's like, well, you can't do this if you're a white guy. Well, this one white dude. This one white guy's like, well, if you're a 6'4" white guy, you can't do it. And Patrick Bet-David's like, I'm not 6'4" and I'm fucking Iranian. He's like, somehow I got millions in this country. What are you fucking talking about? It's such ignorance, man. But if this is, I got to tell you, my son definitely came home a little more liberal, right? But he swears it's not going on in his classes. I believe that it's going on in every single one of these of these colleges. It just is. But I think it was going on when I went to college too, and somehow I came out of it and got unfucked afterwards. Let's talk about something that actually drove me batshit fucking crazy, Mike, because we're actually running. Me and you have a way of just fucking ripping through the time.
Are we not going long? I thought we were going long tonight. Come on, baby.
Oh, you want to go long? We'll go a little bit longer. Hell
Let's
yeah.
just roll, man. I was
let's go
excited.
long.
I'm like, Friday night with the homie. We raging, we partying. Let's go. You got
Hey,
the
I got
drink,
some
I got the smoke. Let's ride. You know
we
what
can go
I'm
a little
saying?
long. We go a little long.
Go.
So what did you think of this? What did you think of this? Bill Gates sitting next to Melania Trump and Trump in the White House.
Well, I'm in the second phase of my career, giving away all the wonderful money that Satya's good work has helped multiply a lot. But I think the thing that ties my first career that I still spend some time on because AI is so phenomenal, and my second career is innovation, innovating in health in areas like vaccines or gene editing, and the president and I are talking about taking American innovation to the next level to cure and even eradicate some of these diseases.
Did you hear what the fuck that guy said? Just to start, I'm going to play just the first 15 seconds of that and let this marinate in your head for a second.
Well, I'm in the second phase of my career, giving away all the wonderful money that Satya's good work has helped multiply a lot. But I think that...
Did you see Trump's reaction and Melania's reaction? Did you see her face too? She smiled.
Well, I'm in the second phase of my career, giving away all the wonderful money that Satya's good work has helped multiply a lot. But I think
they both looked down at the exact same time.
You know what it was? Can I tell you what they were thinking? He's giving away all his money. Yeah, you better come off that money or we release the Epstein files. We know you were on the logs. We know you were on the island. And all of a sudden you're sitting next to us talking about how you're coming off $1 billion for what we want. How does that work? Gee, I wonder. It's complex math that only a president and a billionaire genius could figure out. Stop it, man.
So hold on. So hold the fuck on. No, hold the fuck on. Did you just say on this show that you truly 100% believe that Trump is playing 3D chess, 6D chess, 8D chess, 12D chess, to where he is going to take this pedophile and say, you know what, fuck you. You're going to give away now your money to my causes. And because I know that you're on this fucking Epstein list, now you're going to do what I want you to do. You think he's blackmailing? You think he's playing the game that far and he'll take all the Epstein heat so he could push these fucking maniacs to do what he wants to do?
Absolutely. He's even said before the reason he didn't want all the Epstein information coming out is because he's afraid it would crash the economy. Also, how much money did Bill Gates give in the last election and this election to have Trump lose? How much money? How many millions? Look it up. Who donated, I believe more, I want to say more than George Soros to the Democratic Party to fight Trump's election this year? Who did that makes computers? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. The man spent billions to get Trump to lose. He hates Trump. He said horrible shit about Trump. We know he was on the island. We know he was on the flight logs. Now, magically, he's sitting next to Donald Trump talking about, let me peel off a few billion to make nice with you, Donnie and Melania.
Why the fuck don't you arrest the shit? No, because this is what pisses me off about this. Arrest the fuck out of him and seize his money. The government's going to get it anyway. You're a disgusting fucking pedophile. Through you and your Bill Gates Foundation, you have sterilized women in fucking Africa.
Yeah.
What are we jerking around for? We're going to let this guy, if he did what is rumored to have been done, he doesn't belong anywhere. He doesn't belong walking the planet freely. I don't give a shit. Take his assets. How many drug dealers' assets did they take? You look at New York, they used to take a Mustang 5.0 in 1995. They used to impound that shit with the rims and everything, throw a fucking rack of lights on it, and that was their new police cars.
I remember.
I'm not even
that,
fucking
dude.
around you. Do you remember that, dude? They used to impound everyone's shit, and you're telling me you can't just impound Gates if you have him on tape banging kids in Epstein Island?
But here's the thing, dog. This is okay. This is a poker game, right? Art of the deal. And you're thinking like Bill Gates is a poor person or just some jack off with a lot of money. Bill Gates pushes a button and none of our computers work. Bill Gates pushes a button and every Windows operating system on the planet stops and planes fall out of the air and boats sink, right? So a lot of our military operations are Windows-based systems. Look, a lot of our military operations are dependent on Windows. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Why do you think he's able to get away with what he does? Because he can push a button and shut down Windows operating systems all over the world. We know there are backends to all Windows systems. Anybody with the right code can go in and shut down any Windows operating system or hack it and get into it. Nobody talks about this shit, right? Because it's deep, but think about it. Bill Gates and well, Windows 98 and the old school Windows stuff, they've patched up and backed up and there's no way you could get into that stuff. Okay, fair. What about the new stuff? What about all the Windows 10 updates? What about the fact that when Windows 10 came out a couple years ago, everybody was losing their mind because of all of the back ends built in, and basically any Windows reverse engineer can pull everything you've ever done on a hard drive ever. And anything you think you delete. Do you remember when Elon and Trump were working together and they were like, we found all these files and they thought they deleted them, but we found them. We found them because Windows. Because they have basically everything you do, every website you go to, every file you download, even if you delete it and bleach bit it, use the thing, Windows now still has a marking, an indentation, a thing that shows you went to a place and did a thing on every Windows computer, period, the end. That's the kind of power we're talking about. So it's like, okay, Bill Gates, we're going to lock you up and seize all your wealth. He's like, okay, cool. I push a button and planes fall out of the sky. The stock market quits working. The ticker where we all keep track of the money, those are Windows-based operating systems we're all looking at. No one thinks about that, right? It's like kind of like oil. No one thinks about how important oil is. But your shoes, your TV, how your food gets to you, the tires on your car, your tools. Oil is in everything. A good thing about that is,
so this is what you do. You ready?
I have one solution. Guy who runs oil. There's one guy who runs Windows. Yes.
I have a solution. He was in the White House, right?
Trump.
He was in the White House, right?
Oh yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah. So you fucking lock him up. We have prisons in the White House.
We do.
You lock him the fuck up, right? And then you send the FBI to raid his shit. You raid Windows. You secure all of that stuff. This isn't insurmountable. All right. This is a really simple fucking situation. You have one of the Secret Service agents put a gun to his head and say, "You're walking with us. You're coming down to our little basement where we hid Biden down for years, and we brought out the new Robo Bidens." You're right, because you knew there were Robo Bidens. They just sounded like him. We're going to take him down there. He's going to work on all the old Robo Bidens. And while he's doing that, we go and seize all the other stuff. Dude, problem fucking solved. You know, the problem with this whole Epstein shit is I don't want to hear the 60 chess fucking, them type of fucking, these type of theories. Like, I don't want to hear it. I want to see motherfuckers in jail. We have these women, bro. I had a bunch of them too. But we have these women. Here we go. You ready? This is like these women, first off, if you want to talk about these women, they really kind of, they're making me question, like, first off, like, I'm trying to think about how I want to say this where I don't come off as a fucking jerk off.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. You want me to say it for you?
These women really fucking piss me off because I want to believe them, but they're not believable. So let's play this one.
Transparency is justice. Release the files, end the secrecy, and stand with us in declaring that no one, no billionaires, no politicians, not world leaders, is above the law. And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. We know the names. us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that.
So here's my problem with these women. I want to know where you were. I get now that it's popular. I get now it's they're just coming out at such a weird time for me. Then I see them in like a broadcast of one of the liberal networks. And I had a lot of them today. I just didn't think we were going to get to it in the hour-long program, so I left it out. But you hear them, and a lot of them are calling to release the list. Release the list, release the files, release the list, release the files. We have to get these files released. That's like the overlapping theme. And then at one point, the woman who's leading this whole thing looks at everybody and says, hey, has the DOJ ever spoken to any of you? And every single one of them said no. And she said, not at any point has the DOJ ever spoken to you? And they all said no. So that makes me believe, like, hold on, what files are you asking to be replaced? What are you asking to be released? They have nothing. They didn't talk to the victims. They didn't talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. That's what they're telling us. What files are we fucking asking to be released? There's nothing in these files if they didn't talk to Ghislaine Maxwell, if they didn't talk to the fucking victims. What files are every single buddy waiting for? The victims themselves, the one that you guys paraded in front of all of America. They were crying. You had Nancy, what's her name? Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace came walking out. Now, this is a woman that's usually, pretty fucking strong, if you ask me. Where is this one? Nancy Mace is this. She's, I mean, completely fucking distraught by hearing these women's stories of getting tormented and raped by billionaires and powerful people. Now, listen, is it for show? Because she was just recently apparently sexually assaulted. So she's on that like path with it. But you see this woman's face?
Yeah, she was upset for sure.
I mean, she was clearly upset. So now you have these victims that are coming in, and now I get it. They're powerful people. You don't know what the hell's going on. Now, finally, maybe you get enough gumption to kind of come out and I just don't like the way it's all taken place. They finally come out. It's like every sexual accuser of everybody always comes out at the most opportune times. All these women finally all decide to do this. Great. But they do that, Mike. And it just, to me, it feels hollow. It all just feels hollow to me. Just about the way it all went down. And go ahead.
I was going to say, that's the part that I'm stuck on is, and I think I covered this on an old Rumble on Rumble, but last year there was the lady that lived in Australia, and she's the only one. And here's the weird thing is, she was the only one who ever in court testified against him. But these ladies existed, but they didn't testify against him. And this was a lady who was living in seclusion in Australia, right? She was living in seclusion in Australia and wrote multiple times, I'm not suicidal, I'm not suicidal. The only one to actually testify that we know was there. And this is a woman who actually worked for Trump. And then Epstein stole her. And this is one of the reasons that Trump and Epstein had the falling out. Anyway, she had the bad wreck, supposedly. But then the bus driver said it wasn't a bad wreck. There were no cameras, nothing around. And she was supposedly laid up in practically invalid due to this bad wreck she had. And then the bus driver was like, no, she clipped the back of my car. It wasn't that bad of a wreck at all. She drove on. And other witnesses were like, yeah, it wasn't that bad of a wreck at all. And then 2 months later, she kills herself after once again saying multiple times she wasn't suicidal, living all alone in Australia in complete seclusion. After saying she wasn't killing herself, an odd accident happens in the middle of nowhere. And then magically, then she does kill herself. So there's her and what she went through and what she had to deal with and go into hiding. And then there's
her brother was there.
Yeah. You're right.
Her brother was a part of that whole group that I was watching. Yep.
Yeah. So, but then there's these women, and I'm just saying their stories are so night and day different. Why is it so different? Why are these women not afraid like she was afraid? Why are these women not going, I'm not suicidal, I'm not suicidal? There's, you know what I mean? Why are these women not afraid the way she was afraid if they are in the exact same situation and have the exact same story to tell? What
could say
is
that maybe she
different?
went crazy over the whole fucking thing. Maybe, women handle things in way different than other women, right? So how women handle stuff, it's like you don't know what these women really did go through. But it's kind of reminiscent of like the Obama. The Obama fabricated this Russiagate stuff just when the Epstein stuff broke. Just the way it came out and all the timing of it. I don't like it that it didn't come out the past 4 years. It only came out being that Epstein is now back into the limelight. Where the fuck have you ladies been? All of a sudden, all of you just decided the exact same time just to say, hey, I'm going to come out right now and tell my story and demand that a list comes out and say that you're going to make it. And then you have people like who I do like in Thomas Massey and who I don't like in Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that they're going to read it on the House floor. You know why? So if the women went ahead and they brought out a list and they published it and they released it, they could get sued. Even if they were actually raped by this person, being that person was not ever prosecuted for it, he could sue these women and they would have consequences. However, what a lot of people don't understand is we have basically a liar's clause. There's an official name for it, but if you could literally get up on the Senate or the floor of Congress, like Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene said they would, and they could read out that list without any consequences because nothing they say on that DS, no matter what they're saying, no matter how much they're lying, they could get on there and they could say FW Mike sucks dick every single Friday night after the fucking Caltrop show, regardless of anything. Come to this number in Arizona. Mike Calderese gives fucking the hand jobs afterwards and he dusts it off. They could say that, Mike. And me and you can't do anything about it. That's why they are saying make your own list and we'll read it out.
Last week I had a guy put a video out on Instagram saying I was trying to sexually abuse his daughter. Literally put a video out on Instagram saying I was trying to do that. Completely a lie. Cool thing is the dumb idiot also said he was going to the Las Vegas PD. Cool thing is filing a false police report is a felony. Cool thing is the fact that
I know all about that one, buddy.
I thought you'd appreciate that. So, so cool thing about that is me calling Las Vegas PD and CPS going, he's blatantly lying. Here is all of my text. Here is this video. If he does file a police report saying I said these things over text, because I haven't talked to him on the phone. All the phone records are here. The one time he mentioned his child, I'm like, I don't want to know your child. I don't want to look at your child. I'm not interested in your child at all, is what I said. The one time it was addressed, other than you're abusive and a drug abuser. And you know what I mean? In front of your child, and you put her on camera while you're smoking weed and saying dirty sexual stuff while your little child is in the room. I'm watching that on Instagram.
Little child, what are we talking little child?
8 years old.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so not little.
Some people consider little children at 17.
Yeah, no. If you have an 8-year-old and you're smoking fat blunts and you're doing a thing where you're smoking a fat blunt and your kid's right there, like on a screen right now, and you could see my room and there's a kid sitting over there in a chair and I'm smoking a blunt and going, fuck this guy and this dumb bitch and dick suck and blah, 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 while the 8-year-old is in the room and I'm smoking a blunt saying this on live camera. You know what I mean? This is what this guy does, and I'm like, you're abusive. So
think about this though, Mike. We're gonna blame that kid for his actions 12 years from now. That's the saddest part about this entire thing, right? Because you do have that. I mean, you have these like the scene that I witnessed today with that woman coming up to me and saying that. Mm-hmm. Like there's no other better way that you could say, hey, is there any way that one of you guys can nail this up for me? Can one of you ninjas hit this in for me? Whatever the hell she said to me. It was just, It was the most ignorant way you could ever ask anybody to do anything. And that's, to me, that's just a mindset. And she was nice. Dude, I had no problem. I hammered in for her. She had no problem. She's like, where do you think that needs to go? I was like, I don't know. She wanted me to hammer it into her fence, but she gave me nails that were this long. Right? So now I'm like, wait a second. I can't nail this all the way through. That's going to leave like a death hazard on the other side. Yeah. No, it's okay. My kids don't really go out back, but you have a dog. You know what I'm saying? It was pure. And once again, a very nice woman, but it was one of the more ignorant fucking conversations I think I've ever had in my life. So I took this nail that I don't even know where she got nails this long is the crazy part. For a sign that was this thick, she had nails this long. I mean, listen, I don't know if she was black, Spanish, maybe she likes the big black nails, but it was kind of like a white, skinny, long nail. So it was fucking all interesting. So I hammered. I didn't put it all the way through. I put it to where I didn't think it was going to impale anybody on the other side. But bro, that was the most ignorant conversation I've had in years. When I tell you fucking years.
Well, and you know what, man, that is fair. But and this is why I get a little jealous of, like, say, your kids. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because I grew up with no father, never met him. He's dead now, never laid eyes on the man. If you showed me a picture of my father the last 20 years of his life and go, this is your father, I'd be like, okay, maybe. I have no point of reference. I couldn't do that for you. I had no brothers or sisters. So it was me and my mom in a crappy 1-bedroom, Section 8 apartment, boarded up windows, hood. There's so much I didn't learn. You know what? It kills me. I'm the kind of guy, and I don't talk about that. It kills me to watch. I love Micro's dirty jobs, but it kills me to watch it. It kills me to watch you men do your man shit because I know so little about that. Yeah, I know how to write songs. I know how to record. I know how to produce, but exactly the hands. But I'm talking like, if somebody were to tell me, go grab that 6x2 and that 2x4 and the hammer, and I need 1/4-inch nails and 6-inch girder holders and stuff. What is that in other words? I would be useless. I would look like literally and utterly useless to you. I have no clue.
Are you like Tommy Boy, bro? Are you like Tommy Boy? You hit your head in the thing. You're like, I was just checking the specs on the airline. Yeah, the rotary girder.
9 or 6'3". Yeah, like I did for like one summer, and I got fired after like a month because I was terrible at it. I was a roofer's assistant. So basically my job was to pick up the old tile, old roof, shingles, clean them up, and then carry bundles up the ladder to the guys, stack the bundles on the roof of the shingles for the guys. And I got fired. I was terrible at that. I've never done like plumbing, stuff like that.
Bro,
I dig it.
That bundle
I
of
just
shingles was a third of your weight. At least half your weight.
Yeah, I've always been. I'm a little ox, man. I'm built like a running back.
All right,
you know what I mean? Right. Big chest and back. So I can carry loads. I'm not that great at anything else. I just can carry heavy loads. But pack mule. But yeah, dude, I'm just saying there's guys like you don't understand the value of your simple knowledge. A 21-year-old kid who comes to you right now and is like, look, man, I was forced to stay inside when I was a kid because I lived in the hood. I was a latchkey kid from 5 years old. So my mom made me stay in the house because literally people were getting robbed. And I have memories of being a 7-year-old and hearing our door getting kicked in and my mother going, go hide under the bed. I'm calling the police. Right. And that's how I grew up. And then when I was old enough to hang out with the kids, I was lucky enough to go into the studio and my mom pushed me into music and I hung out with the brothers and I was a little rapper and made rap records at 16 years old. Little rap songs with my homies.
Sound of police.
Yeah, seriously. I made gospel rap records. I was MC Mike. I have
really
flyer. Yes, true story. Because I was a kid who grew up in the black neighborhood and my mom didn't want me out in the streets. And so the black people in church and music for kids, and I was a hyperactive kid with no father and no behavior. And so I could go into the studio, I could play music. They put the guitar in my hand because what does the white boy do in the black band? Guitar. So I have guitars and I've been playing guitar. And I made gospel little rap records. I had a song called Strike Like a Snake and I Fly Like a Dove. I'm rolling like a G, but with power from above. I'm serious. I was MC Mike. I'll send you a picture. There's pictures of me, like 8x10s that I
sending me a
autographed.
picture. I need songs, bro.
I'll have to find I had Casingles. It was so long ago. It was Cassides and Casingles. And it was one song on one side and one song on the other. I don't have any. I have to find them.
CDs. We have CDs. We would put that shit right onto MP3 players and shit. Bro,
Yeah.
I need a fresh Mike song. I need it.
It was called. I was MC Mike, but I'll it's all there. It's all provable. I have witnesses.
We had a band
Regardless
for
of
a
all
little
that,
while.
my whole point is, man, I don't know how to do concrete. If somebody called me right now and said, "Here's $1 million to do a concrete job," I wouldn't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know where to begin. I know you need a mixer and bags of stuff with water. Okay, I don't know shit about it. If somebody told me to roof. If somebody was like, help me. Now, I have a buddy and I helped him build a deck and I had so much fun this summer. Literally was like, dude, I'm selling my house and I'm building this deck. And I helped him build a deck, running the circular saws and stuff. But I'm just, dude, really, I was his assistant because I don't know that. And that's so valuable. Your son gets to know that. Your daughter gets to know that. But if they decide they want to go have a career in construction, AI will not replace you. AI can replace me.
No,
AI will never replace
AI
you.
is gonna have a hard time replacing me. Even it's funny because people were like, "Oh, you're bullshit, you roofers. You think that AI is not gonna replace you? Pretty soon there's gonna be a roofing robot where this robot's just gonna do everything." It's like, okay, but who sets the robot up?
Not only that, but
right. So eventually, people are more people get roofs. Roofs are going to be cheaper. Great. Someone's still making money off that shit. You just don't have to charge as much because there's not as much labor. There's not as much cost. And then more people get new roofs. Yeah, there's AI is going to fuck us up. It's going to change us. It has the ability to replace everybody. But like you said, let me tell you something. AI doesn't want to pour concrete, man. It is beyond concrete. I'm trying to get out of it. I want to graduate away from concrete to talking into this, making money at talking into this fucking thing. That's what I want to do.
We're doing it. That's why we're going along tonight, baby. Content is king. The more you put out, the more people see, baby.
But you know what I'm talking about. This is all I want. But you don't think you really think there's robots on this planet that want to do concrete? There's a reason why concrete guys are drunk by 3:00.
It's a hard job, bro. Well, and that's the thing. I don't know about concrete as much as I know about roofing, but because I had an uncle that was a roofer that also spent 20 years inside the pen and then was murdered less than a decade out. So, yeah, my uncle, who was like my father, was murdered. But here's the thing. A robot doesn't know that in a shifting wind, like I live in Oklahoma where these winds swirl, right? And it'll be 20 miles an hour one way, and it'll be 20 miles an hour the opposite direction 5 minutes later. A robot doesn't know that on a roof, I have to shift my body. I have to stand in a different way. I have to reposition myself or I'm going to get blown off this roof. A robot doesn't know that and will get blown off the roof, and $100,000 robot will be destroyed and not get the roof done. Right? So,
Mike,
and I'm thinking in concrete, it's the same way.
Mike, let me just tell you one thing. A guy that used to work for me said this perfectly one time. He said, if wind had a face, I'd punch it.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. Because, dude, all you have to think, and I want everybody to try this out because I'm being very serious. If you're at work, if you're outside, and it's oppressive heat, all you have to think in your head is, I have to put weed cloth down. And you're immediately going to have wind, and you're going to have a breeze. And it took place again this week on me, right? So I'm trying to put this pergola thing together for my job. This thing is what's fucked this show up this entire week. First off, 4 boxes it comes in, Mike. 4 fucking boxes. I was celebrating. Yes, 4 boxes. That's all I have. But inside those 4 boxes, every piece, there's a lot of little shit thin pieces that are covered in this film that Thor himself, I'm positive, had put on. You could not get the film, and you had to take the film off of all these pieces. So, Mike, you can't understand this because you probably never built this, but there's like this little plastic film that you pull off these fucking pieces, you put them on. Yeah. I really legit I'm not fucking with you. Had to have spent 6 hours peeling film off of pieces this week. But then everything's pre-drilled holes, and so as you're building something and you're reading the you have the directions there, and you're trying to take these pictures, and you don't know what angle you're looking at this picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what fucking angle. So it could be, is at the top, is at the bottom. They don't really specify this shit. And they have these little notes, but they're like this big in the sides of the pages. Like, hey, by the way, don't do this or it's gonna fuck you later. Put that really big on the fucking page. Put it really big on the page so I can see it.
Don't do the thing that makes so much sense to do that we had to write a sentence telling you not to do it in the instruction manual. Let's make that big. Make that easy to see.
How about we boldface that? How about we make it red? Okay? Do this so it does not fuck you here. But no. I did that and got fucked there. So I had to take shit down, take it apart, fucking put it back together. That's where was I even going with this? I'm so pissed off about this fucking win. Yeah. So win. There you go. Thank you, Mike, for keeping me on track. So I have this horse shit going on. And then I finally get, because now I'm by myself. So what you have to imagine is, I tell friends of mine I would build this thing for them because I know they're kind of like you, they're not very handy, right? So this thing has changed in numerous amounts of time, so I didn't know exactly what I was getting. If I had to build this exact same thing right now from scratch, I'd be able to do it in a day. Okay?
Yeah.
But being that I had to figure out where all these fucking pieces were and put them together and organize them and get all the screws and all that stuff together, it took me a lot longer. But you build these roofing panels. They come in 3 separate panels. So you build them on the ground with the roof and everything installed on the ground. And then my diesel ass had to pick them up and put them on this big structure in the whole 9 yards. But of course, when I'm dealing with corrugated roof, the roof looks like this. Like the top of it has like a top, like it's got the corrugated. It's got like a tin roof kind of, but it's the plastic shit. So you have that roof, and of course, the second I open this roof, the fucking second, Mike, it starts windy, and it didn't just it wasn't just. It was like I'm kind of on the beach, not the beach where I'm at, but it's beach wood. So we're on the water. There's a Tom's River right there. So the wind coming through this backyard just wanted to fuck with me, take everything everywhere. Dude, yeah. So if wind had a face, I would punch it right in its face. I did one roof in my life, and it was the hottest, most oppressive days until you were laying out the fabric that could get caught in the wind. Yes. And then it was windy as fuck. And then the second the fabric stopped, it was 1,000 degrees again. It makes no sense. I hate it. I hate the wind.
That's why AI can't replace jobs like that. AI can't make those adjustments. AI can only do what you can teach it to do, and we still can't deal with wind all that efficiently. So we got to improv it. Robots can't improv. AI can't replace those jobs, man. That's key. That's beautiful.
So let's get to something interesting here, right, buddy? I have a lot of shit, so we're going late. Let's get to everything I loaded up.
I thought we'd at least just get to your topics. We'll just run through the topics tonight and get to all of them.
Dude, fuck it. Whatever I have here, but we're gonna fucking get through. Fuck topics. I'm gonna play some shit. But if we're being honest, bro, I could bring up some stuff that are, minutes long. We could have long. I have stuff that are preloaded. It's like the way I have this all designed. If something happens where I don't have a guest show up or whatever it is, it's like break glass in case.
Yeah.
I have conversations already preloaded for break glass in case. I don't know if I'm going to break glass in case 20 minutes over our time, but we're gonna go for it here. Ready? So check this out. This is a kid. Oh fuck, what is his name? He's He was the Colts kicker. He's on all of the NFL shows right now. Do you watch football at all? Pat McAfee.
Yeah, of course, dude. I'm excited. And in fact, who's going to be tomorrow? He's actually in our town, man. We got the feature game of the week tomorrow night. So,
fuck yeah, Michigan. Dude. So Michigan, really?
Yeah, we're playing Michigan tomorrow night. It's a big deal. ESPN is here. Kirk Herbstreit was here today. I actually rolled around town a little bit just to see the craziness.
Yes, they see me on the ESPN, and if you know what that's from, I will be fucking thrilled. So there's a different conversation about Michigan that I could pull up, but we'll get to that in a second. But okay, so let's get back to this one. So Pat McAfee had a kid on, and I think the deal was that if the kid hit the kick, it was a $400,000 kick, 35-yarder, $400,000. 100,000 was going to go to this random chick, this random girl. I don't know if they were random, but it was some girl that they met, and $100,000 was going to go to the kid, and then $200,000 was going to go to the charity. Right before he was going to kick it, he changed the number. Check this out.
Feel about Henry Silver? A lot of mocks.
I like when guys come up to the ball and they kind of step it off. I get a little nervous when they just.
He's a soccer player. He can eyeball it.
All right.
Now here in Athens, Georgia, it would be beautiful if $400,000 would be up for grabs. Why don't we double it? Because the Georgia Bulldogs. So $800,000 kick right here, Henry. But what I want to let you know is you're not getting a second opportunity. I don't care if this entire place starts chanting for a second kick. One kick, 800,000 racks, 400,000 to Hurricane Relief, 400,000 to you two split, 200 grand each. Henry Silver from Indiana for Bell Sessions. Let's go, Henry! Oh my! Henry! Come in, buddy! Come in! Let me see this, Henry!
Nice.
That was good.
I love that. Yeah.
That was good from 45, maybe 50. That motherfucker didn't even put a leg into it. He didn't even kick it hard. Mike, here's the question I have on the table here. Does she have to have sex with him for 200 grand? I mean, is it like one of those things where she looks at him and says, yo, you just got me 200,000. I got to give it up to you just because. I mean, is that right? Is that only right?
Look, man. Okay, so
say it is. Say it is. You know it's right.
How about I'll say this: fair. Fair is not always right, and right is not always fair. Okay.
Yo,
is it fair that you give it up? Absolutely. Is it right? I don't know if compelling anybody to do something they don't want to do sexually is right.
Well, if you're the guy, if you're the guy,
Oh.
and she just got handed one of these big checks, right? And she's walking back to her dorm room with this big ass fucking check going back. Do you at least look at her and say, yo, can I at least get a pussy payment for that? I kicked you $200,000.
But I also think it'd be
I'm
pretty
good looking.
easy.
I just kicked you 200 grand. Can I get a pussy payment?
Man, I don't know. When I was in college, I could score with $2. So I don't think you need
So
the
say $200,000. Do you think he hit it? Do you think
I'm sure he
hit it?
did.
Yes
Oh,
or
well,
no?
yeah. That's just GP. Like she probably is like, hey, it's the least I can do for 200K. Ain't nobody paid me 200K for this
I
again.
hope she thought that.
Yeah. She's like, what? I mean, we act like women don't like sex too. And if you're a woman and you're going to have sex, I'm sure a guy who can kick pretty good, who just made you $200K, is high on the list of guys you're willing to, hook it up with. So, yeah.
Did you hear about this? This is the Canadian police chief. Let's switch gears a little bit here, Mike. Ready? We're gonna go through all the videos I have. Play everything that's in this queue besides the break glass. This is Canadian police chief. I want your immediate, honest opinion. You ready?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to warn you, everybody out there, if you're driving, this is going full retard. And you may be tempted to go full retard with him. If you're driving, don't do that because it can be dangerous.
In the event that you find yourself the victim of a home invasion, we are urging citizens not to take matters into their own hands. We urge you to call 911 and do everything you can to keep yourself and loved ones safe until police arrive and be the best witness possible. This could mean locking yourself in a room away from the perpetrators, hiding, fleeing the home, but don't engage unless absolutely necessary. But as it stands, we know the best defense for most people is to comply, as you've just heard, a number of safety recommendations.
We need opinions. No, I didn't want you to go full Chewbacca.
Are you serious?
I told you, you went full retard. Serious? You see, he made you go full. I warned you against this, Michael. I warned you against this, and I apologize. But now listen, I'm going to go full blackface on you. You never go full retard.
You never go.
Never go full retard.
How do you do that?
Sam went full retard. Went home.
I want to know. What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? So
I want to know what
crackpot said.
Yeah, just leave your keys out. Leave your stuff out so they don't hurt you when they break into your house to steal your things.
How? This is what I want to know. How can you say these words in sequence? I don't even know how you write this shit down and think it sounds okay when you clearly, it's like when I just Facebook comment, I don't proofread.
Right.
But sometimes when you proofread and you read something back to yourself, you go, wow, that was retarded. I cannot say that. Thank God I proofread this because I would have came off like a moron. So this guy came out, bro. And sorry, see what happens when you get me an hour and a half in and I got some drinks in me? This fucking tard said, I want everybody to do everything possible to keep your family safe. You heard that, right, Michael? You heard that?
I did. Yes.
Do everything possible to keep your family safe. Just try to hide, comply, and call 911s and wait for the police and hope that you don't die while getting killed while some dude is raping your wife and kids.
Right.
I know I put a little doomsday scenario on that, but to me, Mike, call me crazy. But when you enter my house, taking matters into my own hands is my choice. So what I'm choosing to do is take matters into my own hands while my dogs are biting your nuts off. And I'm not hiding. I'm not running away. I am going to take your first original advice, and I'm going to keep my family safe by protecting them and not hiding like a bunch of cowards. When this video, bro, sets my manhood meter off. Like gets the, I'm Italian. I get the guinea that's working up in me, right? And like the guinea in me is going, who the fuck are these people? Like These are the jerk-offs that are going to get you killed. You shoot first, punch first in the face. I will never let my kid get punched first and then react. No, you punch people in the face first. Did you freeze? Or are you just sitting there listening to me
I'm
go
listening.
crazy?
I'm listening. Punch first in
Okay.
the face. Yeah. I'm listening.
Go ahead. Sorry, I went off there, buddy. But listen, that type of shit, that video, the Canadian police officer telling people to try not to be a victim and hope you're not a victim while you wait for me. That's stuff that drives me out of my mind. That's the whole reason why people die.
I agree.
Go ahead.
I agree. Well, and past that, it's what mass psychosis are you releasing, or what mass psychosis have you succeeded in releasing on your people when you say, don't defend yourself? Don't meet force with force to protect innocent people you are responsible for taking care of and property you have worked your life to earn and protect. Let bad guys have it. You know what I mean? And don't, I just don't understand the psychosis. Like, what people hear that and go, yes, that's a good idea. Thank you, law enforcement officer, for telling me to basically hide from people trying to hurt me and to just give my stuff to them freely. Sorry, go ahead.
Mike, what's worse, right? No, I'm sorry. I thought you were done with that one thing. It's interesting when we're not in the same room, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, what's worse here? They accuse RFK all week, and we could get to him in one fucking second because we haven't even touched on RFK. But they have been ripping on RFK all week because he's firing professionals and all this shit. But then you have that. And I kind of lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
No. And I'm glad we got to RFK, man. I know you wanted to talk about that a little bit. Did you see the meeting that they had yesterday there?
What meeting? The joke of the shit show?
I guess meeting. Yeah. What's the right way? Wasn't a meeting. A hearing. I'm sorry. Would they call it a hearing? What? Basically, they just set RFK Jr. down to say he was a charlatan. And what was the point of that whole thing?
There's a line that I love from a movie, and it said, "I saw monkey shit fights in the zoo more organized than this."
Exactly. I love that line.
Dude, I love that fucking line. But it fits in so many. That was a monkey shit fight. That was all that was. It was one giant monkey shit fight. One person throwing people at the other.
Well, and when he hit
and
her,
I wish I could remember the point before I was trying to make, but I mean that's what happens at fucking 11:30 at night. My ass forgets things, man. I've been on fucking full blast. But dude, sorry, what were you gonna say? Because I have some video on RFK.
I just and play the video. So I just wanted to say I don't understand why they did what they did there, and. One thing I loved was he was pointing out to Elizabeth Warren, it was like, the lady I nominated last week, you said was incapable or unable or unfit to do the job, and now you're yelling at me for firing her or not confirming her. Explain to me your logic there. On top of the fact she took $800,000.
One thing I do like about RFK is that he fights back. That was his worst moment to me. Was his whole answer about her. Well, why'd you fire her? He goes, well, I fired her because I asked her if she was a trustworthy person, and she said no. Well, hold on. Why the hell did she go through the whole confirmation process then? I think that's question number fucking one I asked somebody. Hey, are you a trustworthy person? You know what? Like when me and you had this first conversation, I was coming off of whatever the fuck I came off of with that last show that I was on with that fucking cockbag, right?
Right.
But what did I ask you, Mike? Dude, are you going to fuck me too like this jerk off just did, right? I'm being serious, right? I just got fucked in the ass. Are you trying to get some of it? Because that hole is all worn the hell out. Didn't I ask that question? Wasn't that question number fucking one that we asked? Why isn't that the thing? Why wasn't that question number one? Exactly. Now you have to find out. You have to bring her in. We go through the confirmation hearing, and then all of a sudden you find out she's not trustworthy.
Exactly.
That was a low light for him. I don't look at this guy with rose-colored glasses. Now, listen. I think there was people of both sides that were going at him. I get why, because there's both sides. People paid by pharma. That was a low light for him. Some highlights for him was when he was going at those people. Right. I mean, he was. the thing that I love about him, and one of the things I do like about Pam Bondi, is they go attack mode on Congress. And would you do the same thing, dude? How would you be if I went into Congress, Mike? Let's play a couple. You want to hear one? You want to hear 2 minutes of Elizabeth Warren? Let's watch this.
Let's go.
To a pharmacy and get one. Just walking into the pharmacy.
It's not recommended for healthy people.
No. If you don't recommend, then the consequence of that in many states is that you can't walk into a pharmacy and get one. It means insurance companies don't have to cover the $200 or so cost. As Senator Dr. Cassidy said, you are effectively denying people vaccines.
We're not going to recommend a product for which there's no clinical data for that indication. Is that what I should be doing?
What you should be doing is honoring your promise that you made when you were looking to get confirmed in this job.
You're going like this.
And that is, you promised that you would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them. You just changed the classification of the COVID vaccine.
I'm not taking them away from people, Senator.
It takes it away if you can't get it from your pharmacist.
Well, most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free. Most Americans will be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
The question is everyone who wants it. That was your promise,
No, I didn't.
Kennedy,
I never promised that I was going to recommend products with which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Did you hold up a big sign saying that you were lying when you said that? Because you are the one who said you would not take them away. Now, Senator Kennedy,
I'm not taking them away from anybody.
Secretary,
you want me to indicate a product for which there is no clinical data?
Senator,
is that what you want?
Secretary Kennedy, you said you wouldn't, and now you did.
I'm not taking them away. Everybody can get access to them.
No.
What happened?
I'm here.
There we go.
I'm here.
Hey, how you doing there, pal? This is what happens when I play a 2-minute long of a video. I do a couple things. My autofocus loses. What do you think, bro? What do you think?
I agree, absolutely. Here's the problem, and here's what they do, right? And we'll take. You got to be careful here. We'll take the.
Don't be careful. Fuck being careful. Say it. Let's go.
We'll take the jab, for instance, right? Now we know that the jab, we knew that they lied blatantly. We knew now we know there were harmful side effects. This is CDC, all of that stuff. We know that now, right? We're all well aware. We knew that. We know that now. Problem is, and what they don't break down and what they don't talk about is that now they're saying, but you're not making it available. And he's like, no, I'm making vaxes available. He never said he was. He's saying this one that we had problems with, that didn't do what it was advertised to do, that we still don't know because we didn't get enough testing. We're taking that off the market, right? And we're only letting certain people who we know it doesn't harm take it. And that's why he's like, when he asked her, he's like, are you saying you want an unproven, untested, product on the market? And me taking that off the market is me denying people vaccines. It's all in the labeling, right? It's all in that labeling of it. It's very frustrating there. So, yeah, it's all in the labeling of it because it's not a vaccine. It's an mRNA, which is not a typical vaccine that wasn't fully tested, that does have some side effects, that doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which was stop the transmission of the virus it was trying to stop. It doesn't do that, right? And
Mike,
so,
Mike,
sorry, go ahead.
But just think about it. Just to add on what you were saying. Think about this very concept. When he actually got time to speak, and these are the clips that nobody hears. RFK Jr. sits back and goes, guys, one of the Hep B vaccines, and I looked into this shit. I have a kid, 4-month-old. One of the Hep B vaccines that they give to newborns was tested on 147 different people or different kids, and they were tested for 4 days. And then when you look into the study, they sent the parents home with a checklist to check down what they thought was going on with their kids. And based on that is what's in the package insert. Based on that, they are giving it to every kid at birth within an hour of birth.
Right.
He went on to say things like that, Mike. This type of stuff is like, this isn't hard to understand. And to understand that these aren't properly tested off of that. The other main one was tested on, I think it was 534 people, if I remember correctly, but it was tested for 5 days in a very similar method. And there's no placebo controlled trials. None of them are placebo controlled. Why can't I say that right now? Probably the alcohol. But none of them are placebo controlled. They are actually tested amongst other vaccines. So when you look into this stuff and you want to say jabs or whatever you want to talk about, this is stuff that is commonly listed. If anybody bans me, if YouTube bans me for this, all I'm doing is reading the package insert. Every single person right now could go to FDA approved vaccines. Look them up. They have them. They have them there, right there in fucking line. And I did it. What is the vaccine schedule? Matter of fact, you could take the childhood vaccine schedule and you could go right to that. And that's what I did.
Right.
I mean, Mike, you know me, bro. And everybody watching, I have looked, when I get involved in something, I get crazy and I want to know everything about it. Now, we're talking about bringing a child into this world after I haven't had a child in 17 years. And now, all of a sudden, my thoughts on vaccines have changed. And now, Mike, I'm confronted with something. I'm confronted with my thoughts and ideology versus fucking reality, right? Because it's one thing to sit back and say, vaccines are bad. They're bad. Don't give them to your kids. Don't give them to your kids. When you have a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old that got them all.
Right.
Because the truth is, I mean, they didn't, even back then, I didn't give them the combo shots. They didn't get multiple times at once. We delayed the schedule as long as we possibly could, right? So even then we were on it a little bit, but they got them all. But right now, I'm looking at it where, holy shit, now I actually have a kid. And now my wife is pregnant. Now we have one coming. Now I'm faced with the things that I'm about to tell people. What am I doing? Am I not going to vaccinate my kid because of some ideology? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go crazy, and I'm going to look into everything that they're going to give me details about what they're going to stick into my child. And the details told me this: foreign human DNA was going to be in my child. They were grown potentially in the back of monkeys, on the back of cows. That's how they're cultured. There is something called SV40, simian virus 40, that likes to jump in there when viruses are being created. We know that with polio. We know this. These are commonly known facts that are very hard to stop from happening, getting in. But technology's gotten better. Right?
I agree. And honestly,
crazy right now, Mike. So
that
why
is one
am I?
thing-
Sorry, let me do real quick. So So when I look at these things and I see, and I go through vaccine after vaccine after vaccine, it's like vaccine 1, vaccine 2, vaccine 3, and I have my wife looking at me going, "What are we doing on this?" The doctor's going to be asking. And to my credit, we found a doctor that says, "Are we still not doing this?" Okay, good. Sign a waiver. We have to sign a waiver. Great. She's not breaking her balls, none of that stuff. But my wife looks at me and says, "What do you think?" And I just relay to my wife what I learned. Well, this is what I read. What do you think? No. It's so obvious. It's not even like it's hard. It's a hard thought. It's like, wait a second. What did you say? 143 people? Yeah.
Well, and that's what I appreciate about you and why you have so many friends and so many enemies kind of at the same time, is that you just take the facts and you go, look, everybody, here's what I'm looking at. Period. The end. And the problem is everybody wants to take a side and politicize this stuff instead of just taking the simple information and going, how about this? We don't need dyes in our food. If a French fry from McDonald's in Europe has 4 ingredients and a French fry from McDonald's in America has 30 ingredients, that's too many ingredients. It's that
Stop
simple.
right there for a second. We have fucked McDonald's French fries. Do you remember how good McDonald's French fries used to be?
Yes.
Do you remember how good they used to be?
Yes.
If you were born in 2000, you don't know McDonald's French fries. Listen, when you used to get that box, you could smell the salt coming off of these fries. And they were baked in something that was delicious. It was called trans fats. Do you remember back in the day we had those wonderful things called trans fats?
Well, isn't that
we had to ban them because society was getting too fat. And what happened? We got fatter. Sorry, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. No, and what is it?
Yeah, we get thank God for Ozempic, right?
Now they're using
bunch
beef
of people
tallow.
with their fucking cheeks all sunken in and shit.
Exactly. I'd rather be a little chubby and have my bones rather than my bones.
Hey, you lost
start to
weight.
liquefy.
Yeah, I've been working out. Yeah, no, you haven't. You Ozempic the fuck out of that, you lying son of a bitch.
And
you
I hear
see
everybody's
Ozempic
on it,
versus working out.
Yeah, no, it's a different thing
Yes,
altogether. But yeah, man, beef tallow is what they're using. Is that a trans fat? I don't even know if beef tallow is a trans fat. So
the beef tallow is all this stuff is healthy. People, so it's like, oh shit. So bacon. Everyone said bacon's one of the most unhealthy things you could eat. Bacon's a pretty healthy food because it's got fat, it's got meat, it's got a lot of protein. It's protein and fat. Two things your body needs. You know, it's very interesting because some of the things like cholesterol, they go, cholesterol's bad. Men especially need low cholesterol. But then what happens is people develop Alzheimer's that have no cholesterol because of the myelin and all that. The way everything interacts with each other, your brain and men need cholesterol to function properly.
Right.
So it's like, what is the truth? And I think that's the real problem with it. When you look at this whole RFK shit, the thing that gets me, Mike, is you have a group of people. They have been overseeing the downfall of the health of America for how long? Some have been in there for 30 years. Some have been there for 40 years. If you look at someone like Joe Biden, it's 50 years of watching the health and allowing the health of America to degrade to the point where we had the highest death rate when COVID came around because COVID attacked fat people, out of shape people, and people that had heart conditions. It was designed to kill a certain group of fat, disgusting people that cost the medical establishment a lot of money, and it did that.
Right.
And the people that oversaw this, Mike, they saw this taking place. They voted for it. They gave the vaccine companies immunity from any of the effects of these vaccines. And then when all the things started creating and all the problems that they created started to manifest themselves, it just got replaced with way more government dollars. And the saddest, most disgusting thing about this entire situation is when you sit back and you really realize that, holy fuck, the most profitable thing on this planet is a sick child.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the most profitable thing on this earth is a sick child, especially one that you could treat for years, not cure a thing that they have, but treat them for their entire lives and make them live as long as you possibly can, treating them. And everyone thinks that's okay. And let me tell you something. If it wasn't created by science, I'd feel better about it. But I feel like science is creating these people to be dedicated on science. So they need science, and you replace science with money, and the rest is whatever the fuck it is. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
I'm glad you brought that up, and that's important because we're seeing that with the trans shooting thing. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. All of these kids are on all of these SSRIs. All of these kids are on SS. Well, that's another thing. But here's the thing. It's like these kids may feel trans. They may have gender dysphoria. They may be suffering from some issues. The problem is if you say all your problems are fixed if you just lean into being the other gender, all your problems will be solved. And they're not. We're seeing it, and it's being shown that not only does it not solve their problems, it makes everything worse for these kids. And like you said, man, there's no money in the cure. There's money in the comeback. I need to keep you addicted to these drugs, right? Because how am I going to make my money otherwise? I mean, how many times have you been watching a game or something and it's ask your doctor about Exalta, ask your doctor about Peralti or whatever, and you're like, what are these drugs and why do I need to ask my doctor? They don't even tell you what they do. It's just ask your doctor if you need this drug, and your doctor, who gets kickbacks from the pharmaceutical company, is like, yes, you do need that drug. It's crazy, man.
If you got a drug that you took one time and you were high forever, that company would be out of business.
Exactly. Yeah. It's right? True. And not only would it be out of business, but imagine if it actually fixed your problem. Imagine if you actually took a drug and you never got a cold again. You never got a flu again. You know what I mean? Think about that for a second, right?
Well, what if you know what? Listen, there's a lot of advancements in technology, and there's a lot of antibiotics, and there are advancements. This is my problem, Mike. You cannot tout our technology and then tell me I need to be afraid of a 1908 virus or a 1946 virus or a 1960 virus. Are you telling me we cannot handle this?
Exactly.
If my son possibly gets the measles, something that's been around for how long, there's nothing that my doctor could do? Nothing? You know what? I asked my mother this morning, hey, because my mom goes, I had the measles when I was a kid. I thought I was going to die. It was horrible. And that's what she said. I go, okay, now what did they give you? She goes, nothing. So is the treatment still nothing? Is that what we're doing? Because that was the treatment for COVID. If you remember, the COVID was, hey, nothing. Go hope you don't die. You couldn't use ivermectin. You couldn't use any of the things that just may have had an effect. Whether it was 1, 2, 3, 7, whatever percent, you couldn't use any of it. But nothing, Mike, nothing was what they gave then. And if you're telling me, and right, because you know the way my brain works, bro. If you're going to sit there and tell me that the only way they're going to possibly stop this thing from affecting my child 60 years later is by injecting him with shit that I have no idea what the ingredients of, I have no idea the conditions of what they were made. I do know that there's foreign DNA in it. And we know when there's foreign DNA, your body rejects foreign DNA.
Correct.
I'm not breaking anybody any news. If you have any type of liver transplant or any of that stuff, you have to take anti-transplant medication or anti-rejection medication. You have to do this.
Agreed. Yes. And well, I shout out. I've got a good friend. Shout out Kim. I've got a family friend, and her sister is on the heart transplant, is waiting as we speak, is in moved to a different town where they do the heart transplants, and she's waiting on a heart. And half of the thing they talk about is how your body wants to reject it. And it's like, you would think, oh, well, your body needs a heart. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not yours initially. And most of the complications from getting an organ transplant is the fact that your body wants to reject it and kick it out and go, this is not
there
me.
You go.
You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
So what you're going to tell me is you're going to tell me that we know there's aborted fetal cells in there. We know there's chick fetus. If you look at the ingredients, which everybody out there, we're so fast that we read the label of cheese that we put in our body. Yeah. But we don't read the label of the vaccines that they're injecting into our kids at a day old. And listen, I am not a doctor. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other to do anything. All I'm going to tell you is to try to learn as much as you possibly can. That's all I'm trying to say.
Arm yourself with knowledge.
I'm not learn. But my wife, Mike, it was fucking hysterical because you're going through all this stuff now, and it's like my wife sends me a meme, and she doesn't post anything, right? But posted this thing, was like the one thing she posted. And it said this. My doctor told me it was okay to give my newborn 9 different vaccines. But make sure that I introduce one food at a time.
Because that could be too hard on the system. Yes, because too much.
Did you understand what I said, or did I know I'm making people go full retard tonight? Did you understand what I said right there?
Yeah, let me give it back to you for the chat. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. But
yes, you can give yourself measles, mumps, rubella. You could give yourself you could give your kid 3 to 4 different shots, 18 different shots by their 18 months or whatever the hell the numbers are. I may be wrong with that. It's a lot of shots by that time. Put it this way. I know my kid is already due for like at least 7 different shots and he's 4 months old.
Right.
And if we went for the COVID vaccine, we kind of give him that too. Right? And you're going to sit there and tell me that that's okay?
That's nuts, man. Well, and not only that, you're going to tell me that that's okay for their system. Like their system is so weak, but somehow that's okay. It doesn't make any sense.
How does my newborn, Mike, need a sexually transmitted disease shot?
Exactly.
Is humanity that fucked up that kids are fucking newborns in that rate that we have to protect them against sexually transmitted diseases?
Are we
if that's where society's at, then I'm moving in the mountains, bro, and I'm going to create an arsenal. I'm telling you, we're going to have a commune out there. We're going to start our own society. It's going to be the Church of Mikeology, and then we're going to try to spread out from there.
I'm with it. I'm down. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Christ. I got one more on RFK. Listen to this one.
Sir, when you told this committee that you were not anti-vax, or when you told Americans that there's no safe and effective vaccine?
Both things are true.
Oh, so more denial, more back and forth. I mean, here's what I know. Here's what I know.
Want me to explain why, Senator? You just want
actually, I want you to listen to me.
Okay, go ahead.
I want you to listen to me, because I've been listening to you. You said that ACIP.
I want you to listen to me, okay? because I've been listening to you, and this is my turn. I'm reclaiming my time. What are your thoughts on that fucking dude? She's got. Listen, I don't say this word often. I mean, there's women that are cunts, all right, and she's one of them. Your thoughts?
Ooh, what late night, Mike? Let's go.
Dude,
yeah, man.
When it hits 12 o'clock, I throw cunt out there. It's already 2 hours, bro. We got 2 hours. We're 2 hours, Mike. This went fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I do need to come around the corner and start headed towards the finish line if that's okay. I
didn't realize how late it went. You said let's go over. You see what happens?
Yeah.
See what happens?
I love it. No, dude, that's why I was hoping. I know you had Thursday was rap, but I was like, man, I'm gonna get him Thursday, and I'm gonna get him for 2 hours, and we're just gonna rap. But we'll do that soon. This is the problem. They don't care about a solution. They care about their time. We live in this stupid soundbite Instagram, TikTok video clip world where these senators know their whole job is just to go viral. Think about it. Their job is basically to what? Take money from dark sources and get votes. So what is a vote? A vote is a like. A vote is a click. A vote is a thumbs up, right? And then if you really like something, you share it. So if you're going to vote for this person and you really like them, you're going to share the fact you're voting for them. And now with social media in play, their little Instagram thing that you like and share gets them their votes and their popularity, which gets them their money and their power. And so they don't care about what RFK is doing. They don't want to help. They don't care about the people. They want their viral clip to go on CNN and MSNBC and TikTok about how they really took it to somebody in the Trump admin. Because clearly they're not making any sense. Like you said, full retard. Just saying. But do you see what I mean?
Full retard.
It's
never go full retard.
It's never been more obvious how little they actually care. in the fact that they are hypocritical and they'll contradict themselves, just like RFK called her out, like we talked about. They'll contradict themselves literally from last week saying this woman is unfit to serve to the next week going, how dare you fire that woman in less than a week?
So Mike, it begs the question, and I want everybody to really ponder this. Should we consider the Atom injection for these guys? And the Atom injection is a 10-minute injection called Atom that could block sperm for 2 years from giving men safe, reversible, non-hormonal birth control. Should we Atom inject everyone in Congress? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like where you're at. I fucking love where your
Agreed.
head's at.
Although I think that's a bad idea, man, because, our population is collapsing. So Congress, yes, everybody else, no. So,
hey, random tits, just because we're it's late at night, it's after 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I had that left over from the good thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, the good thing about tits is that you can play them at 8 o'clock, you can play them at 9 o'clock, you can play them at 10 o'clock, and then you can play them at 12 o'clock. You have to skip 11.
Baby.
Yeah. So, Mike, listen, dude, we are at 12 minutes and 56 seconds. That went really, dude, really, really, really fast. Was it the alcohol? Was it the great conversation? Was it you fingering the fuck out of my like button? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But hey, Mike, dude, tell everybody where they can find you. Most importantly, I know this is going to be on the mega stream tomorrow. Tell everybody about the mega stream and where they can find you, bro.
Absolutely. PT Pod is the channel on Rumble, YouTube, and Instagram. Real quick, there was a troll in the chat who was dropping my address. So if you want to send me a nice present, you're more than welcome to. That guy is a regular troll who trolls my chat. Now he was in your chat. So just want to let you know, I haven't done a hard drug in 7 years. I haven't drank a drop of alcohol in 7 years. So just so you know, the guy saying that I'm on drugs. Okay, I could take but look at my eyes. Look at how white they are. I'm like, bro, the number one thing you look at for people on drugs is the white of their eyes. I wish I was on good drugs. Hell, if I could manage a good drug habit, I would stay on a good drug habit. Are you kidding? So anyway, just wanted to address that. And then one more thing, shout out. Yeah, your eyes are drunk. Your eyes are drunk. They're not drugged.
My eyes are on weed, man. Okay, listen. If there's anybody, if you consider weed a drug, I promise you, I promise everybody one thing right now, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I will not step up to this microphone without being on weed.
I make a vow and promise to all my listeners.
And if you could see, I'm holding the microphone like this. I promise everybody, I will never step to this microphone without being on weed. For you. I do it for you. At 7:51, it used to be 6:51, but it's a thing. At 7:51, I run down to my car and I rip 2 bowls to the face. And then I come up here in my wife beater. I sit down in my chair. Mike sees this. This is the God's honest truth story. He sees this every Friday night. I sit down in my wife beater. I go, yo, bro, what's good? You good? You good? All right, cool. I still got some shit to do. And then I run out. And I brush my teeth. And I get a decent shirt on. And I give you the entertainment that you fucking deserve. And you deserve a high Michael Calories. You deserve. When you get a high Michael Calories, you get high scores, baby. You get fucking high production level. You get everything is fucking high. Don't be a pussy. You're gonna be a caltrop. So
But
what do you get? What do you
have to take my word for it?
There you go.
Absolutely. Also, we see how angry you are now. Please smoke a couple puffs, dog. I mean, we don't need a Calderese who hasn't taken a couple puffs. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a mad guy. Yeah.
Can you imagine? You know what's funny, Mike? I know you gotta go, but you keep bringing shit up. But I got to tell you stories on. I'm gonna tell you 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Friends of mine when we were in college, right? This is before I smoked weed. friends of mine wouldn't let, like, when everyone's fucking around with coke. Now, I wouldn't do any drugs, right? But friends of mine that would get into coke would look at me and go, yo, there's no way we would ever let you do coke around us. And I was just like, why wouldn't you want me to do coke around you?
Right.
And they go, because you're already coked up. Like, we do coke so we could get on your level. And when I started smoking weed, it kind of like brought everybody together. But I wanted to tell everybody, for some reason, my phone, I can't see the chat. So I can't see a chat in anything, in any of the comments. I didn't see a chat on Facebook. I don't know what's going on my phone, my internet connection. I know we were good all night, and I know we're running. We still have check marks all up. Usually StreamYard will let me know if anything went down. It did not go down. So obviously you're doing the mega stream tomorrow night, right?
Absolutely. Tomorrow day, it's going to start at normally I try to start at about 6 a.m. and it's going to run all the way till 6 a.m. Sunday morning. It's a mega stream. We have basically, I'm going to have this Caltrop, last week's Caltrop as well on there. And then usually I like to run 4 Caltrops. Then because I'm working with people that work with Jason Whitlock and he no longer uploads to Rumble, I'm able to run Jason Whitlock shows on the mega stream, and then I run some of our PT pod shows as well. But basically, look at it like a TV channel because you can rewind, you can fast forward with no commercials. If you see me doing a show where I'm watching a cartoon with a friend, or you might see me and Calderese and a couple other people making fun of soapbox racing and slap fights and tire wrestling, and that's not your thing, and you want to see this, fast forward because you'll find us. Yes. So
let me tell you something. Tuesday nights, Power Sports Time, I'm telling you, you are going to want to watch this show because it is something that nobody else is doing. Number one, I love this idea, Mike, dude. Going the ESPN, the Ocho, and just bringing the weird sports to everybody. That to me, that's going to be the show that's going to rule everything going forward, because it's going to be, dude, you're going to have these weirdo pop up fucking, it's just, and some of them are interesting as hell. I mean, and it's tough, dude, because all you need is like one good fight to get sucked in. We got sucked in when I did the show with you, and I'm mad that I have that I haven't been able to join that. But when I finish this show, when I finish this job and everything just kind of, dude, if you haven't noticed, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I had a woman the other. I know I've said this a lot of times, but I had this. She had to be 70 years old. I had this woman. She kind of haunts my dreams. If we're being honest with each other, she kind of haunts my dreams, Mike. Okay. She grabbed me by my shoulder and she said, "We're all looking at you for guidance." And I'm like, yo, I smoke weed and drink alcohol and make videos. But hey, man, listen, everybody, do me a favor. Check out Mike at PT Pod. I kept him. He said, let's go over, and I'm not going to let him go. I'm going to keep holding on.
We're running. We're rolling. I like it.
Dude, I love this. Listen, there's actually stuff, it's awesome. I go crazy during the day, Mike. And I get so much stuff here. I mean, we have this one.
The league is going to suspend.
We didn't even play that. There was a dude that spit at another dude on the NFL. I didn't get to my baseball one. There's so much shit that I could have really got to. So when I set these shows up, there's a lot of love and heart poured into these motherfuckers. Listen, everybody, I mean this. Mike has joined this, right? Mike has been in Caltrop in his own fucking mind. You guys, I need you to be Caltrops in your own mind. You have to defend your mind. You have to defend your mind from BS. And the only way you do that is when you question everything and have the audacity to ask the tough questions. This isn't hard. Be Caltrops in your own existence. And I'm going to tell you something. We have not yet begun to defile ourselves. And I said that correctly.
Yes, I
mean it. I fucking mean it. We have not yet begun to defile ourselves. We are going to. And I'm telling you something. What I have learned, especially over the last 2 months, is there's a lot of people willing to defile themselves with us. And there's a lot of people that want to be caltrops. There's a lot of people out there that need to understand how to become one. And we're going to teach you. Me, Mike, we are going to teach you how to do it. So thank you very much. Finger the fuck out of our like button. Share everything. Join all of our pages. I am Center Cut Media on everything. He is PT Pod on Rumble. He is also, what do you want to put any of your personal stuff on? I don't know what you want to say. Anything else?
Just, I probably won't be on the show next week because I'll be in Mississippi doing a comedy show.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I know, right?
So Mike Hall Comedy, right? If you want to, you do Mike Hall Comedy on
everything's
Instagram,
at PT Pod. Yeah, just PT Pod. Just because I put everything there, everything. Like, if you like that enough, you'll seek me out. Kind of thing is how I feel.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Perfect.
So,
perfect.
Yeah, you know.
Everybody, thank you very much, man. Be your own caltrop. This fucking caltrop, and I say fucking because it's after 12 o'clock. This fucking caltrop is out. Later.